Alright, yo, what's up? Welcome back to another video. In this video, I'm going to be doing a comparison and a performance test between the Z Fold 5 and the Pixel Fold. I know that on paper, the Pixel Fold is not as powerful as the Z Fold 5 and even has worse thermals, it heats up faster, but I wanted to do some real-world testing just to see how it performs in games and video editing. It's not going to be super scientific, but at least you'll get to see how they perform in similar conditions. Let's go. Alright, so I have the Pixel Fold right here and the Z Fold 5 right here, and what I'm going to be doing is exporting the same video at the same quality and just seeing which one is faster at that. I'm going to have the iPhone 8 Plus right here as a timer, and let's get into it. Okay, so I have the same video. I copy and pasted it a couple times at the same amount on both of them, and now I'm just scrubbing through, seeing if the playback is alright, because this room is kind of warm. It seems like scrubbing is fine on both of them, so I'm just going to press play, see how it looks. And both of them are running smooth so far. So now we're gonna go to exporting. Alright, so we're doing 4K resolution at the ultra video quality, which is 150 megabytes per second, 30 FPS, and we're gonna see which one does it the fastest in MP4 format. So in this test right here, this is an updated test before the Pixel Fold actually beat the Z Fold 5 every single time. But the Z Fold 5 won, maybe it's updates and stuff like that. And as you can see here, the Z Fold 5 minus 5 seconds, it won. It finished at around 54 seconds, whereas the Pixel Fold finished around a minute and 3 seconds. So, you know, it's pretty close, but the Z Fold 5 won here. Either way, it's not a huge difference in this specific test. Alright, so now I want to test them out in Genshin Impact. I don't necessarily play the game, so maybe, you know, higher level areas would be more demanding on the performance, I'm not sure. Either way, we're going to do this in like 3 parts. So first I'm going to open them up at the same time as you see, and then I'm going to test them in compiling. And then after compiling the shaders, I'm going to do 5 minutes of gameplay and just see how they perform. Keep in mind that the room that I'm in is really hot and these devices were already really warm to start this test. So Z Fold 5 started the game slightly faster, and now we're going to see in-game performance. So Z Fold 5, gotta compile the shaders. So it took a minute and 23 seconds to compile the shaders from 50%. I'm going to do the same with Pixel Fold. I would have did it from 0 to 100, but I just thought of it midway. And the Pixel Fold is done. It took like basically 4 minutes to get from 50% to 100% with the compiling shaders. And all I gotta say is that was a mission, and this thing is cooking. It's cooking the GPU. And now we're gonna get to the gameplay tests and see how the performance is in the 5-minute burst. Okay, I'm gonna start with the Z Fold 5 to let the Pixel Fold cool down, and let's get it. Make sure graphics are set to high, 60 FPS. You already know. You gotta max it out, and let's go. The Z Fold 5 actually surprised me because I didn't expect it to do so well in Genshin Impact and even beat the Pixel Fold in video editing. When the Z Fold 5 first came out, I tried it out with Genshin Impact and it wasn't a good experience at all. But right here in this test, it was actually running pretty decent. Like I could see myself playing the game and actually enjoying my experience. Now maybe if I did a dungeon or something like that with bosses and doing a lot of effects, like I said, maybe it would be worse. But as far as just running around and, you know, fighting random monsters in the hub world, no problems with that. All right, 5 minutes, and honestly, it held up pretty well. This is better than like my first experience with the Z Fold 5 and trying Genshin Impact. So maybe there's some optimization that was done and some updates, but it performs pretty decently still. If you lower the graphics and you maybe lower the shadows and stuff like that, you can probably get a solid like 50 plus FPS. I don't think this was running at 60 the whole time, obviously not. And there were some like minor little stutters, but this is very playable at max graphics on the Z Fold 5 right now. At least 5 minutes in, maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes down the line, it might, start lagging and stuff. All right, so now let's switch to the Pixel Fold. All right, gotta change the graphics. Highest and 60 FPS. All right, let's get it. Whew. Yeah, this is looking okay. Yeah, it's looking a little cooked already. It actually surprised me and it plays really well compared to what I thought it would do and how it would perform. Yeah, honestly, if you're getting one of these devices and you're trying to play even Genshin Impact, if you just lower the settings, like I said multiple times in this video, you should have a good experience and you shouldn't really, struggle too much. But this is just a 5-minute burst, so it could get worse. And there we go, 5 minutes. To be honest, it's not terrible. Like, it definitely is more laggy, less stable than the Z Fold 5's performance, but it's not that bad, to be honest. It's very playable. And like I said with the Fold 5, if you lower the graphics, some of the settings, you could probably get some decent performance out of this and play long term. That's Genshin Impact. I don't really play this game. I'm in the beginner areas. I don't know if there's anything that's more intense graphically, but this is Genshin Impact on both these devices. So as you can see, Pokemon Unite on both of them is pretty identical. The layout is pretty similar, and then they have the black borders at the top and the bottom. And honestly, it's pretty playable like this. Like, some things you're zoomed in and it's not like completely full screen, but you can most definitely play like this. It's a lot better than how it used to be. Fold 5, this is the Pixel Fold now. And yeah, it's not bad. And both of them are running at 60 FPS. No problems with that. Honestly, most devices run this game well, except for the iPhone 15 Pro Max for some reason. Who's gonna win this fight? Obviously the tank. Before I end the video, just going back to video editing real quick. I didn't show it in this video, but both of them can last around like 10 minutes of just video editing fine. But after 10 minutes, the devices start to heat up and they start to stutter and stuff like that. I know it's partly the thermals and the device's thermal throttling and stuff like that, but I do think it's also LumaFusion just not being optimized well. However, if you are editing like, let's say, under 6-minute clips in LumaFusion with these devices, both of them, then you should be able to get through that whole clip very fine with little to no issues. But when you start to add multiple tracks packs and start to add effects and stuff like that, both of them will start to stutter around like 10 minutes, and it gets unbearable around like 20 minutes of video editing straight on these devices. So like the actual video editing experience is pretty similar on both of them, but the Z Fold 5 will squeeze out a little bit extra performance, and when it's like really bad, I think the Z Fold 5 will hold you down more than the Pixel Fold, just in my experience. So yeah, I didn't really show it in this video, but that's kind of a little bit of a look at what it's like actually video editing and not just exporting. But yeah, that's basically it for this video. Let me know in the comments below what kinds of tests you want to see me do in the future. And also make sure you subscribe, because I got more comparisons between these two devices and other devices coming out on my channel. And just in general, if you like low-key tech where I actually show real world usage and stuff like that, make sure you subscribe. And yeah, we out. Peace.